Hello and welcome. In this video, we'll be discussing how to multiply integers. And again, integers is just a fancy way of saying whole, and they include negatives, 0, and positives. This is on page 73 of your Alex Notes section. So when we're multiplying integers, there are two rules to follow. The first comes from multiplying two numbers that are the same sign. That is, if you're multiplying either a positive times a positive, or a negative times a negative. In either one of those two cases, your answer is going to be positive. The other rule comes from multiplying two numbers with different signs. So that can happen by either multiplying a positive times a negative, or a negative times a positive. In either one of those circumstances, your answer is going to be negative. Okay, let's look at a few examples. So the first example is negative 8 times negative 3. Well, if I look up to my rules, I'm multiplying a negative times a negative. So looking at the rules, that's this guy, so my answer is going to be positive. 8 times 3 is 24, so I know my answer is going to be positive 24. The second example is negative 9 times 2. Well, the two signs are different. This first guy is negative, the second guy is positive. So if the signs are different, that falls under this last one. Negative times positive is negative. Anytime the signs are the same, your answer is positive. Anytime the signs are different, your answer is going to be negative. Okay, so if we look at number 3, well, we've got a positive times a negative. They're different signs. So what that means is my answer is going to be negative. So 7 times 9 is 63. But I know my answer is going to be negative. So an important thing to remember is that when we do multiply integers together, the multiplication process doesn't change. In other words, we're still going to get the same answer as if I were multiplying positive 7 times positive 9. What's different is what my ending sign is going to be. Okay, and then this last example, I have a positive times a positive. Well, these two signs are the same, so that falls in rule number 1. So my answer is going to be positive. And 12 times 4 is 48. Okay, in this next section, I'm going to put up 4 problems, and I want you to pause the video until you've had the opportunity to answer each one, and then we'll discuss them. So number 1, okay, I'm using a dot to represent multiplication. So pause the video until you've had the opportunity to answer this one. Okay, you should have gotten an answer of 21. This time we've got a positive times a positive, so the two signs are the same. That falls in rule number 1. So your answer should have been positive. Number 2. Okay, in this one you should have gotten an answer of negative 24. The first number is negative, the second number is positive. That falls in rule number 2. And so my answer should be negative. Okay, number 3. Okay, in this one you should have gotten an answer of positive 40. Again, my first number is negative, and in this case my second number is also negative, so that falls under rule number 1. Negative times negative is going to give me a positive. And the last example, okay, in this example you should have gotten an answer of negative 18. Again, In this case, our first number is positive, our second number is negative, so that's going to fall under rule number 2, where our signs are different. Positive times negative is negative.